Hello mom friends, welcome back to our channel. Today I was unboxing some of my new sports imprint ribbon and I thought that I would share it with you guys because a lot of these, actually I think all of these imprints are new to us, and so I wanted you to see them to give you some options, maybe something that you're looking for either for your own mom or for your homecoming mom business. So before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell if you want to be notified as we upload new videos. So as you will see here, all of this ribbon is white with silver imprint. It's all number 9 ribbon, and everything you see here was actually ordered from mumsrsandmore.com. And I know in our ultimate ribbon video, I briefly talked about imprint ribbon, and when it comes to imprint ribbon, I have 3 or 4 vendors that I use, and I don't have a preference. It has to do with, do they have the imprint I like? How long is their processing time? And when can they get it to me, right? Or they even just have the imprint that I want. For instance, this lacrosse ribbon was one of the only ones that I was able to find. So some of it is just preference on the pattern, and some of it is just, can I find that particular sports imprint? So what I want to do is, let me just briefly give you a close-up of these the best I can. It's a little bit hard sometimes with the lighting, white and silver imprint. And then I also want to show you, I have some new cheer imprint. It didn't come from Mums R Us, it came from another vendor that I actually haven't ordered all of my annual imprint ribbon from, but when I found out about these, I said send them to me right away. So I want to show you those, and then I was going to show you what we do when we get these in, because I put these cards out to remind myself to tell you we don't actually inventory our sports and activity imprint like this because we don't use it as much in consults this way. But if you want to see how we make these cards that we use for our regular ribbon and our imprint, I think that's in our pink ribbon unboxing video, and I'll put that video right up above right now so that you can watch that one as well. So let's look at this imprint, and then I'll show you, we don't use these cards, but we do go ahead and pre-cut them for the season and store them in drawers, and I'll show you how we do that. So I wanted to start looking at, and this it's kind of, I've seen mainly these on Daniel's new plates, and I'm really liking it. It's kind of a repeat pattern that repeats vertically, and then I don't know if you can see it, but how cute is that little O volleyball? I'm really excited to use these. We use them primarily in our skirts. All of our sports imprint ribbon, and that's why we order it in number 9. And we do 3 layers of ribbon on our skirts. We start with a number 40, then we do a number 16, then we do kind of a number 9 and a triple effect, and then after all of those are on our skirts, this imprint ribbon will go on the top right before we start putting our braids and our specialty ribbons and our loops and all those things on. You don't see it as much in pictures, but I will tell you, when the girls walk and I get pictures of them actually wearing them on, the imprint ribbon really peeks through and is pretty. And then I also, one of the reasons that I wanted more cheer imprint is I do suggest to my cheerleaders that it's a great thing to add because they spread it out on their megaphone and it really shows. But I think anybody, it looks really awesome. And then of course on Garters, as guys wear it on their arm, it shows through. So this is some new, again, this was all, we already have band volleyball and choir. This was like a second imprint that we added this year. And we've slowly added imprint. We started with white and silver and white and gold. We add, as we figure out the activities that we do more and more of, we add those. And then we're slowly adding this year, a little bit last year, but mainly this year, some navy and silver, some black and green. What else we had? Navy and gold, because those kind of represent some of our larger school colors. But I would highly suggest, if you are adding imprint to your mom business for the first time, that you start with white and the accent color, because that's going to allow you to do it in the greatest percentage of moms. If you're a DIY crafter and you're looking mainly just for your kids, or maybe you and your kids' family, I promise I'm working on the imprint ribbon video that I told you I would do. it's in the works. There's just so many new things that have happened in the imprint world, and I want to make sure I do my research and give you as thorough of a video as I can. But I will tell you in this one, just to kind of help you, if you're a DIY crafter, one thing about that I do like about Mums R Us is Daniel is actually offering, and I believe it's just the number 9 ribbon, but you can buy it in 25-yard increments. So it's a little bit cheaper. You don't have to make an investment in a full 100-yard roll that you probably wouldn't ever use. Now, I would suggest for my homecoming mom business owners that make large quantities of mums, you're still much more cost effective to buy it in the 100-yard roll. The other place that you can buy 25-yard imprint ribbon that I know of, and I know there are probably other places, is at the sale place in Box Springs. And again, all of that information is really in that ultimate ribbon video that we did. And you know what? I'll make sure I'll put that video at the end of this one. So this is some really cool new patterns that I'm excited to have about. I mentioned that we added lacrosse. So kind of a pro tip, Raymond and I keep a little notebook and we make notes of things during the season because the season gets so crazy that we are not going to remember. And one of the notes that I had was that we had an increasing number of lacrosse kiddos. They either, a couple of our schools actually have lacrosse on their sports team, or some just play outside of school. So I was really excited to add this one. And I would love this little repeat pattern with the shortened version of lacrosse and then the pattern that repeats. And I'm sure other people have it, but this is the first one that I was seeing. So I was really excited that Daniel offered that. And then these other ones that we have here, and again, I apologize if the lighting's not real great on this white and silver imprint, but I promise what I'm going to do after I get it back in my drawers is I'll shoot a video, just a quick video, and I'll put it at the end that you'll be able to see it in the drawers, and I think you'll be able to see the repeat pattern a lot better that way. But the drill team in color guard is actually, we already have a drill team in color guard. I have like one that's just a total repeat of the drill team boot, but we added these two. And again, kind of a tip for my mom business owners that are growing. As we slowly added imprint ribbon, now I'm to the point that I'm adding a second imprint for an activity. It allows me to maybe not use the same imprint for repeat customers, or maybe to combine them together. So I love this color guard. I love how sharp it is. In fact, really, I love how all of these imprints, it's one of my favorite things from Daniel's patterns is that they're very sharp. And then this one has the repeat as well. Then these three were actually, by the end of the season, I was completely out of white and silver baseball, football, and basketball. So these three were just a replenishment, but I actually specifically, purposely ordered them from Mums R Us. Well, I love this little baseball one, not because I just liked this pattern over the other, but because I'd already used the other ones, and I felt like if I used this one this year, then I'm giving some variety to my clients. And next year, I'll probably turn around and order the basketball, football, and baseball that I've ordered from other places to continue to give me some variety for our clients. So that is the white with silver imprint that I ordered from Mums R Us. Now I have to tell you about the cheer imprint because I'm so very excited. And some of the Facebook groups, I'd actually been talking to some people, and I was like, does anybody know of any cheer imprint that's not dated 1980s, like the big pom-poms or the longer skirts? And I buy this one from the sale place. And I love it because it's just a simple repeat. You can buy it in lots of colors. But I can only get it in 25 yards. And for those of us that make a large quantity of mums, I end up paying a lot more per yard if I buy it in 25-yard rolls versus 100. So I was talking actually to Melissa at L&M and saying, hey, I think you should really make a new cheer plate. And she said, actually, I think I may have two that you might like, because I was describing to her what I liked about this one. And guys, look at this. I'm so excited. It is, let me turn it. It is a repeat in megaphone of Go Team and Cheer. And like I said, I haven't ordered all of my imprint from Melissa yet because I plan on going to her mom event the end of June, and I'll put that link down below so that you can see that as well. So I haven't ordered all that because I'm probably just going to try to pick it up and save on shipping. But this one, I was like, you got to get this to me. I want to see it. and I am so excited about it. She should be loading this in her store, but if she hasn't, I would just contact her at mumsupplies.com. You can get their information on their website and just tell her that you're looking for that cheer imprint that Sabrina ordered in either Go Team or Cheer. And she should know exactly what you're talking about and help you get it ordered. So again, I'm excited. This is going to give me some more variety for my cheerleaders. But when I got this pattern in, we do use our imprint primarily in skirts. But for some of the repeat patterns, we also put it throughout the mum, either in loops on the body of the mum or loops in backers. And so I think especially for like a freshman or a sophomore, that this would be really cute in loops. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause this, get everything kind of prepared to make some loops. And I wanna see what you guys think, and see if I like it and get your opinion on if you like these loops. So let me do that real quick. And then after that, I will show you what we do to prepare this and cut it up and store it in our drawers. And then finally, I'll show you this cute new 3D ribbon printer holder that I found on Etsy that I'm so excited about because it holds these big 100-yard spools. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and loaded the first one that I'm going to do. We do most of our levels of mums that would have imprint ribbon in the body of the mum, usually we're going to have 8-inch loops around the backers. So I went ahead and set this to 203. I'm going to use my ribbon cutter just so I can keep it nice and straight. And you can see we kind of have a little cheat sheet over here to know that 8 inches is 203. But basically, after you load this, it'll cut off that little bitty piece, and then you can run one, and it will, sometimes the first one doesn't turn out to be exactly the right one, but in this particular one it does. And then now I'm gonna go ahead, I think I'm just gonna cut 4. So if I wanted to, if I hit this little button right here, it will allow me to tell it how many quantities. And so I can hit 3 more, and it will just cut it for me. And again, if you're just making DIY for your kids, you do not need a ribbon cutter. But if you make a large quantity of mums, last year was our first season that we had it. And of course I love that I can just hit it and will automatically make these for me. But I also just love, you can kind of see if I put it against the line, I mean, it makes a perfectly straight cut. And when you're lining up loops, that is really it's just a great option. So I'm gonna unload this one, and I thought I would try all 3 of these. So let me load this one real quick in here. And then I'm gonna up it to 4 because I want 4 of each one of these. And then let me get this very last one. We use our large ribbon cutter to do a lot of, like, I'll show you when we pre-cut these into 36 inches, we use our large ribbon cutter. But I love that this one can sit by my desk and be portable, and it's just a little bit quicker to load. I always try to get the ribbon as best that I can so that none's sticking out, so that it doesn't waste anything. As you can see, like that. And then what I do, for some reason, I only printed 3. What I do when I get stuff like this is I have a little bin that I throw my miscellaneous imprint ribbon in, because at some point I will use this for something. So let me go back down, since for some reason it only printed 3, and print 1 more. Okay, so now I have my 4. I'm probably only gonna do 1 of each loop so that you guys don't have to watch me make loops, but I wanted you to just kind of see my vision and see what you guys think. So this one I'll start with first. Let me move my cutter out that way. This one I'll start with because we have done this for many, many seasons, especially when it comes to garters. If we have a football player, a lot of times we'll just add a little bit of football imprint into that backer loop. And actually sometimes, a lot of times, if it's one of our levels that includes imprint ribbon, we'll choose and we'll braid with a sport themed imprint ribbon. And of course we can't offer all of the sports, but we do try to every year evaluate, and if we are getting an increasingly number of those sports, we will make sure that we add that one on. So, but it just really adds a little bit of touch. But I was thinking with these cheer ones that it could also do the same thing. So when Ryan and I make our loops, we always make sure that we double back them so that even on the inside it's shiny. And then sometimes we put this in the center, and sometimes we like to vary it up. I know I talked about it in that ultimate ribbon video, that this diamond dust that's just slightly wider than the number 9, I love it because it allows me to put and layer and just have a little bitty peak of that diamond dust peeking out. So I am thinking, especially with this one, since the Go Team, the wording goes both directions, that will be really, really cute in a backer loop. And I thought I would try it another one of our popular school colors. Can you see here that this one, Sabrina cut herself, probably with my cutting board, and I love my cutting board, but you can tell just how much easier it is to line up these loops when everything is straight versus if I'm going this direction and everything is not perfectly straight, I just have to make sure that I get something lined up. So it's not that big of a deal, but it was kind of one of those surprise things that we bought the ribbon color, and I was thinking, less wear and tear on my hands, saving time, but an added bonus is that it just cuts so much straighter than I do. So I thought that I would add this. And I'm really loving this so far. Ryan hasn't seen this yet actually since I just broke this out, and you know, we're pretty lucky in that we both kind of have very similar design style, and I think that she's gonna love it. Now, I probably, because I'm pretty picky, would kind of try to line my imprint ribbon if I was to cut it up again. I like the way this one lines up better than that one, but sometimes it just, you can't get it perfect. But I really think that this imprint is going to be one that I'm going to love using. I wouldn't use it in all the loops, and that's why I only cut 4, because I think a little bit goes a long ways. Again, you can see it's so much easier to line things up when everything's straight. So just some ideas of something that you might like. I'm really loving that this imprint goes both ways, because I feel like with loops that it would be really good. And if you haven't seen one of my new favorite toys, this is my new automatic stapler, and we did a stapler review, and I'll put that up there too so that you can see it, because we don't use this for everything, of course, but I'm using this now anytime I can to save my hands, and especially on loops. So let me load one of these ribbons into the large ribbon cutter, and I'll show you how we cut them, and then I'll show you how we store them. And then I think other than that, I would love to hear in your comments, do you like this? Have you too been searching for cheer imprint ribbon, or is there another sports activity that you've been searching for that you'd like me to do some research and see if I can find? Let me know what you think of these loops, and let me know if there's any imprint you're looking for, because I have a feeling if you're looking for it, there's a big chance that I am too, and I'll see what I can find for you. So hold on just a minute, friends, and I'll show you our large ribbon cutter. Here's our cut ribbon, and I'll do a more detailed walkthrough on our cutter a little bit later, but we cut all of our skirt ribbon into 36 inches because 99.8% of our mums, I think we only did one last season that was not 36 inches. So we just cut everything 36 inches, and then if we're gonna use it for our garter, we just cut it in half. So it's funny, I was thinking about this because we had a group of our Mom's Ink friends over this weekend, and we were talking about how some of us dovetail the end of our skirt ribbons and some of us do not. And I think it's kind of, as I always talk about, this is a craft, and the cool thing about that is that there's preferences and everybody does it their own way. But Rayanne and I actually do dovetail all of our skirt ribbon, and if you are on that team that does that, I would suggest The first season we did not do it, but after that we do. We always just dovetail ours at the beginning, and we do them in bulk. And so usually with my ribbon cutter, I think you can see that I was able to cut both number 9 ribbons at once, but I usually just do it in groups of 10 because the reality is the cutter, I can't keep up with the cutter, right? It's going to cut faster than me, and I can easily cut a nice, pretty dovetail for 10 at a time. So usually when, I love it when Rayanne's here or my mom's here and I can tag team this, but let me finish filling this up for just these two, and I'm going to put them in our drawer, and I'm going to show you how we store them. But if you do dovetail them, this will make your life so much easier than the days of my first year where I would sit down on the floor and individually dovetail each one on the skirt after they were done. So good tip for that. Let me get these loaded in my drawer and I'll show you how we store them. So these are the drawers that we keep our ribbon in. We like keeping them in drawers because one, for myself, I am, I guess, what you would call vertically challenged, and it lets me have easy access to them. But it also allows it to stay dust free, and then also just allows us to easily grab them when we're making skirts, because we usually have our costumer on wheels and we can just roll it right up and grab this and not have to take the stapler out of our hands. So I wanted to show you, this is kind of the drawer that I had last season. And basically it's just, I'll tell you about this because everybody always asks me. These are, I wish I could give you a link for them, but unfortunately they are retired Martha Stewart cabinets. But if you fall in love with this way of storing your ribbon, I will tell you that every single piece of furniture in my craft room that is from this line and Rayanne's was purchased long after it was retired on Facebook Marketplace. And then I'll also, you also can buy this. You can search like map drawer. So again, ours is all 36 inches, right? If you do more 32 or 24-inch mums, you could probably easily do this with a lot of other different drawer systems. But I'll also post a picture above. We bought this for Rayanne's craft room kind of to test it out. But it's one from Home Depot. It's not as deep. Can you see what I love about these drawers or how deep they are? It's not as deep, and it's actually, I think, ends up being like 34 3/4. But I sent it to one person and said, if you absolutely love it, it's a good option. But this is how we store our ribbon. So like my solid skirt ribbon is up here, and as you can see, it needs a little bit more in it. And I haven't replenished this one because I want to show you this. Somebody else from one of our Mums Inc. groups was saying, hey, I found these little plastic dividers. I don't know if you can see them. You almost can't see them. And she was using them, and I immediately thought of my ribbon drawer because can you see how much more you can add? Because it's not thick for my wood. That top drawer, all I really did was hot glue it in there. And these, I don't know if you can see, they basically have a little sticky, and I'm going to play with it. I think I'm probably going to have to add a little bit of hot glue to get it to stay. The only main reason I have these dividers in here is just so when I open and close my drawers, they don't get all messy. But this is how we store our ribbon, and I just wanted to kind of do a quick video because I thought it would be a good way for you to really see some of the imprint ribbon. And then for the imprint ribbon, that the white and silver, some of this I already had, so it's not in the video, but for the new white and silver, you know what I'll do? I'll take one length of each one and put it in a skirt. Of course, I would never put it all in one skirt, but that way you can see our costumer and you can also kind of see how it would look in a skirt. So that's our ribbon drawer. Again, I'll put a link down to the Home Depot one, or feel free. I honestly, if you're just patient, I set up a notification on Facebook Marketplace to look for a Martha Stewart craft cabinet or map drawer. A lot of map drawers are 36 inches wide as well. And if you have any questions, reach out to me and I'll help you and see if I can. As soon as I find some other solution, I'll let you know about that as well. So let me show you how the ribbon looks in the costumer. So you can see that pretty white and silver, hopefully without the glare. And then I'll be right back after that. Here is all of that white and silver imprint ribbon that I showed you at the beginning. I just, again, wanted to show you, I wanted you to be able to see the repeat, and also because there was a little bit of a glare, I wanted you to have a better picture of it. And of course, we would never put this much of different activities in here, but I just wanted to show you, we use a costumer for all of our mum assembly. If you can kind of see it, we actually put ours on wheels because both Rain and I have a hard surface in our craft room, and it just kind of allows us to grab it and add stuff as we go. You can actually, I think you can kind of see my other one over there, but we use it all the way from skirt assembly to adding everything all the way to the point that we're going to put something, the crown, and attach it, and then we do lay it down. But kind of the vision, one of my visions for the drawers is that I would be able to basically just open up one of these drawers and grab the ribbon that I need. And of course, if I didn't have the camera in my hand, then my other hand would be free and I'd be able to just staple it on there. So again, if you are in love with this, just be patient. I waited, and all of this furniture came from Facebook Marketplace. It may not be this season, but it might be a good way, and I'm always on the search, and if I ever find one, trust me, it will be the first video that I will make if there is ever a cabinet that would allow you to lay 36-inch ribbon that's not retired. So let me show you one more time, since I didn't put the cheer on there, just that repeat cheer pattern. And then this navy football I also got new from Mums R Us this year. These three right here are the 25-yard rolls that I get from Sale Place, and then some of the others, just some of our imprint ribbon. And I will leave you with the promise that I am working on the imprint ribbon ultimate video, and it should make sure if you haven't, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell to be notified, because I promise that is coming very, very, very soon. I think that's it for now, friends. I hope that you have a great day, and we will see you soon.